The chosen one. This is no joke. This is not scaremongering. This is a genuine warning from God Himself. If you're the chosen one, if you sense the call deep within, May 1st is the day you should never go outdoors. God has spoken plainly. This day is unlike any others. Astrologers, cosmic readers, and ancient prophets have been predicting this for years. But you are the chosen one. You have been selected to receive this critical message. May 1st may be a watershed moment, a period of darkness, confusion, and high intensity. The environment will be thick, hazardous, and full of hidden forces that will sap your spiritual strength, harm your health, and impede your development. This warning is not for everyone. Most people will be preoccupied and unresponsive to God's voice. But you must listen and obey. Stay indoors. Do not make any transactions. Don't celebrate. Do not expose yourself to the outer world on that particular day. Prepare your heart. Make sure your area is clean. Meditate and be thankful. This is the heavenly test, a day of spiritual battles and opportunities. God is protecting you, but only if you listen. Before we get into this life-changing lesson, pause the video and complete 3 things. Hit the like button. Subscribe to help us reach. Subscribers may leave a remark with their number. This number will send a strong signal to the cosmos, boosting the energy in this movie. And remember, if you are genuinely a chosen one, you will watch this video all the way through because your soul knows it is for you. If you're not prepared to accept this fact, you may not make it to the finish. However, for those that do, their lives will never be the same. Now let's get started. This is your fate. This is your call. This message is not coincidental. It's divine intervention. God is communicating to you personally, the selected soul, through murmurs in the wind and signals in the skies. May Day is more than simply a day on the calendar. It is a precious time, designed to test your souls and safeguard your light. The cosmos is beckoning you to seek refuge, to stay within your sanctuary, away from the unknown threats that wait outside your door. This is a day when the barrier between worlds thins and your spiritual armor must be robust. Many will ignore this warning, washed away by the din of ordinary life. However, you are not like everyone else. You can sense things that others cannot. Your sensitivity to spiritual energy puts you in a unique position to confront this day with knowledge and grace. Ignoring this warning is more than simply hazardous. It might cause spiritual perplexity, emotional weariness, and even bodily effects. This explains why God's message is apparent. Stay close to God in your heart and nourish your soul. On May 1st, envision the peaceful power that comes from yielding to God's will, choosing safety before recklessness. By heeding this warning, you link yourself with a greater cause, preserving not just your own energy, but also contributing to a communal shield of light that might spread over the planet. This is a spiritual crossroads, and your choice to remain shielded will influence the trip ahead. God is not just cautioning you, He's empowering you. Long before this day came, ancient astrologers and cosmic seers foresaw its approach with remarkable accuracy. Those who study the stars, planets, and cosmic cycles have inscribed this day into the fabric of time. The forecasts made decades ago have finally come to fruition, showing that May 1st is a spiritually significant day. These ideas originate from a realm beyond human rationality, a knowledge handed down through centuries that yet has the potential to change lives today. These cosmic readings aren't just superstition. They are the universe's language, expressed via celestial patterns that only a few can understand. The unusual solar eclipse that occurs on this day strengthens spiritual energy, opens gateways, and increases sensitivity to malevolent influences. This is nothing to worry about. It is a cosmic call to awaken, stand firm, and evolve. History demonstrates that such unusual alignments have historically marked watershed moments, ushering forth ages of significant change and rejuvenation. You are not alone in acknowledging this. Many spiritual groups throughout the globe have been planning for this occasion, understanding the possibility for disruption or enlightenment. The fact that several authorities, including astrologers, mystics, and cosmic readers, concur on the significance of this date adds to the gravity of this message. This is not a coincidence. It is a heavenly plan, and you are in the center. This message was never intended for the people. It is a special summons meant for those who are spiritually aware, those having a greater heart rate. Many people will continue about their lives, unaware to the storm developing under the surface of today. They will stay distracted, unable to hear the subtle warnings that reverberate across the spiritual world. However, because of your clarity and heightened intuition, you are compelled to listen closely. Being selected is both a blessing and a duty. You are among the few who can see the unseen threads that run through this instant in time. This is why God's instructions address you personally, advising prudence and preparedness. This is not fear-mongering. This is love, a celestial safeguard designed to shield your light and preserve your soul intact as darkness approaches. Remember that you were picked because you had the strength to endure what others cannot. This exclusivity gives your job even more power. Accepting this message marks the beginning of your journey as a light guardian. Your awareness and actions on May 1st will have an impact on others and contribute to the overall balance of energy. This is your spiritual mission, and it will demand bravery, confidence, and trust in God's plan. May Day will provide more than simply a celestial event. It will bring in a tremendous change in energy, with shadows and light intermingled. This is a day when spiritual darkness deepens, not as punishment, but as a test of your inner power. The mood will be strong, emotionally charged, and unexpected. You may see or experience blackouts, mental turmoil, and a weird weight that clouds your mind and emotions. The solar eclipse on this day serves as a doorway, reducing the sun's brightness and indicating a stop in clarity and assurance. Doubt, fear, and uncertainty will strive to eclipse your spirit in the same way as the moon covers the sun. Remember that darkness is never permanent. It is the canvas on which light shines most brightly. This day requires attentiveness, anchoring, and a profound sense of tranquility. Think of this energy change as a storm at sea. You would not go into it unprepared. You would anchor safely, batten down the hatches, and wait it out. May Day requires the same intelligence in detecting the impending storm. You empower yourself to persevere and emerge stronger, more enlightened, and prepared to traverse the new spiritual environment that awaits. While the rest of the world plans festivals, parties, and social gatherings, May Day is not about outward delight or distraction. Instead, it's a day for peaceful sanctuary and safety. The regular rhythms of life, including noise, movement, and social contact, will simply deplete your vitality and expose you to spiritual interference. God's counsel is to avoid the urge to join the mob and instead withdraw to your secure area. Sheltering oneself should not imply isolation out of fear. It entails acknowledging the divine energy inside you and appreciating the cosmic forces at work. Your house should become a refuge, a place where you may cleanse your surroundings of negativity and replace them with calm and brightness. Now is the time to calm down, breathe deeply, and reconnect with the silence that feeds your spirit. Consider this day a holy stop, a spiritual Sabbath in which you choose refuge above revelry. You unite with divine knowledge and prepare to accept rewards that are only available through calm and attention. You'll withdraw as a sign of strength, a dedication to yourself and the greater mission you serve. On May 1st, the world will be filled with diversions, noise, turmoil, and surface components intended to draw you away from your inner truth. Many people will overlook the deeper call because they are preoccupied with day-to-day problems. Their ears and hearts are resistant to spiritual advice. But you, chosen one, have the uncommon capacity to hear beyond the surface. To hear the calm urgency in God's voice distinguishes you and provides a significant edge when others waver in bewilderment or succumb to fear. Your lucidity shines brightly. This insight will guide you through the spiritual turmoil of the day with grace and resilience. Staying focused on your inner direction and refusing to get carried away by external distractions is critical for your safety and progress. Imagine yourself as a lighthouse on a stormy night, leading ships safely to land as others struggle in the dark. Your light is valuable, and by safeguarding it with awareness and presence, you fulfill your job as a spiritual beacon, not just for yourself, but also for others who may need your strength in the future. Mayst has a dual nature. It may be a portal to transformation or a trap for the unwary. You are in control of the decision. For those who are prepared, today is an opportunity to break free from old habits, reset spiritually, and embrace a new level of consciousness. It is a unique chance for personal development, healing, and deep spiritual enlightenment. However, those who are unprepared or inattentive may face a day of uncertainty, loss, and vulnerability. This day puts your spiritual discipline to the test, as well as your capacity to distinguish between reality and illusion. The energy present may amplify emotions, exacerbate confrontations, and distort views. It's like going over a thin bridge. Each step needs balance and careful consideration. Mistakes may lead to spiritual setbacks. However, if you maintain your faith and attention, you will safely cross across. Remember, this turning point reflects your inner condition. If you enter May Street balanced, trusting, and alert, you will harness its ability to lift your soul. However, if you approach it distractedly or with uncertainty, you risk sliding into a trap of darkness and terror. This day represents a divine call to make deliberate choices about your life path. The solar eclipse on May 21st is more than simply an astronomical event. It represents a tremendous spiritual blackout, in which light is briefly clouded and energies change significantly. This celestial alignment increases spiritual susceptibility, allowing harmful forces to permeate the auras of people who are unprepared. Blackouts in the physical world may occur, mirroring the spiritual darkening that occurs on a deeper level during eclipses. The barrier between dimensions thins and spiritual activity thickens. This might show as increased sensitivity, emotional outbursts, or even assaults by bad creatures. For chosen ones like you, this indicates a pressing need to increase your defensive practices, whether via prayer, meditation, or energy cleaning rituals. The eclipse's energy is tremendous, yet it has a double edge. It may either strengthen your spiritual armor or reveal your flaws. According to historical records, eclipses often correspond with moments of upheaval and transition, both personally and collectively. Understanding this allows you to see May 1st as a day to prepare rather than one to dread. Shield yourself with faith and light, and you will emerge stronger rather than weaker. God's order to stay inside on May 1st is firmly ingrained in spiritual understanding. The physical environment will become unstable. Electrical blackouts, shifts in atmospheric energy, and spiritual disturbances may make going outdoors risky. But most importantly, remain indoors. Shields your energy field from dangerous vibrations and negative energies that will be wandering free today. Consider your house to be a fortress, a holy location where supernatural protection is most effective when you go outside. During this period, you risk exposing yourself to energy drains, emotional assaults, and spiritual uncertainty, all of which may upset your equilibrium and well-being. God's guidance is a loving gesture of protection intended to keep you safe until the storm passes. This is a temporary yet necessary shelter. By following this heavenly instruction, you demonstrate faith and obedience, strengthening your relationship to God's direction. It serves as a reminder that genuine power is often found in silence and restraint, rather than in movement or bluster. This day demands you to trust, wait, and reserve your energy for what comes next. Preparation is essential for navigation. May you have peace and clarity. Begin by purifying your house, both literally and spiritually. Declutter, sweep away negativity, and create a calming and pure atmosphere. Light candles, burn sage or incense, or use crystals if they appeal to you. Your area should become a haven of peace where your soul may rest and recharge. Meditation is your most effective weapon today. Meditation enables you to concentrate your thoughts, alleviate worries, and strengthen your connection to God's instructions. You may tune into your inner sanctuary and hear the delicate whispers of divine knowledge that will lead you safely through the tremendous energies outside, as well as schedule many sessions to thoroughly rest and refresh. Stillness may seem odd in a world that never stops moving, yet it is just what your spirit needs right now. Use this moment to express thanks for everything you have received. Express gratitude to God for the safety and teachings that lie ahead. This quiet thankfulness will reinforce your spiritual armor and help you confront May Day with grace and confidence. Social contacts and money transactions are not only imprudent, but also spiritually harmful. The atmosphere surrounding May 1st will be unexpected and powerful, providing fertile ground for misunderstandings, disputes, and loss. Making agreements or entering talks may expose you to deceit, manipulation, or bad luck. Celebrations and gatherings will disperse your energies, exposing you to emotional and spiritual tiredness. Imagine your energy as a valuable resource. On May 1st, it must be properly secured. Every encounter, handshake, and boisterous gathering will deplete your power. This is a day to defend oneself aggressively. Do not mix or indulge. Your well-being is dependent on saving your energy for what is genuinely important: your spiritual strength and serenity of mind. Avoid the urge to maintain appearances or act out of responsibility. Instead, follow divine counsel to retreat and preserve your light. This focused decision will pay off, enabling you to emerge from May Day intact, home, and ready to confront the new spiritual cycle ahead. May Day will test your faith and self-control like no other day. It is intended to push you beyond your comfort zone, challenging you to yield to God's plan and avoid the temptation to act rashly. Your discipline will be challenged not just by adversity, but also by the persistent temptation to disregard warnings, seek diversions, or engage in unsafe activity. Devotion to God and your spiritual journey serve as your anchor amid this storm. The deeper your relationship, the simpler it will be to cope with external demands and internal concerns. This is a spiritual endurance test that requires patience, humility, and unwavering faith. Every time you choose to heed the warning, meditate, and keep grounded, you enhance your soul's basis. Consider this exam as an opportunity, not a punishment. Your spirit will be polished and brightened, much as a diamond develops under pressure. By conquering this obstacle, your pledge on this day will serve as a witness to your faith and a beacon for others who follow in your footsteps. The vibe on May 1st will seem both electric and heavy, as if you were going through a charged storm with every feeling heightened. Spiritual interference will be severe, resulting in unexpected mood changes, unexplainable worry, or intrusive thoughts. The environment will test your mental and emotional equilibrium, making it critical to remain centered. Grounding methods such as walking barefoot on the ground if safe and inside, deep breathing, or imagining paths linking you to the Earth's core can help you stay in balance. These simple but effective strategies calm your energy field and keep you from getting carried away by the chaotic waves surrounding you. The idea is to be calm, focused, and grounded in your truth. Remember, intensity is just momentary. Staying grounded provides a protective shell that connects you to divine love and clarity. You become a peaceful harbor in the midst of the storm, able to withstand spiritual turmoil without losing your feeling of serenity or purpose. Protection is not automatic. It demands your active engagement. God's caution to remain home and avoid certain activities is a promise of protection. When you comply, you are immersed in heavenly protection, sheltered from many of the destructive energies and influences that will be at their highest on May 1st. However, disobedience destroys the barrier, leaving you susceptible. This is not about fear. It is about respect for the universe's inherent rules. Think of it as a spiritual contract. You agree to follow the instructions, and God pledges to protect you. This promise is strong and genuine, but it requires your confidence and cooperation. It's a powerful reminder that your free will is a gift, but it also comes with responsibility. By heeding this warning, you exhibit your devotion to your spiritual path and faith in the invisible powers that control our life, influencing your development, relationships, and position in the divine plan. This day represents a call to awaken, accept change, and put your confidence in the invisible powers that guide you. It serves as a reminder that time is a valuable gift, and that even a single day may bring about miracles, trials, and insights. By preparing now, you guarantee that you arrive at this time fully aware, safe, and aligned with God's will. Breathe deeply. The chosen one. Believe in the divine timing. This one day will both challenge and alter you, opening new doors, heal ancient scars, and bring light into the darkest depths of your spirit. Stay strong. You're ready. When you obey God's voice, you are protected spiritually. It's like a heavenly barrier or holy bubble that protects your mind, body, and energy. On most days, the coverage is unobtrusive yet effective. Always there, even if you do not feel it. However, on May 1st, such coverage will need your approval. If you disregard the warning and go outdoors, you are walking away from the spiritual refuge, even if only for a time. And that moment may cost you more than you realize. God is not warning you because He wants to dominate you. He's doing it because He loves you too much to allow you walk into danger unprepared. Consider a parent instructing a youngster not to touch a flame. The youngster may not comprehend why until it is too late. It's one of those moments. The flame is real, and going outside takes you away from the spiritual boundaries God has created for your protection. It may seem to be a typical day, but spiritually, it is everything but normal when you are not under God's protection. You are exposed not just physically, but also emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. The spiritual sphere will be aroused on May 1st, and without God's protection, assaults will be more powerful, confusion will seem heavier, and tiredness will come quicker. It may not even be noticeable. You may feel fatigued. Your emotions may spiral, and your vision may blur. However, the effect will be real and significant. So do not take the risk. Stay inside. Stay protected. Stay in touch. Your obedience is not a weakness. It represents wisdom. It is not about paranoia. It's about collaborating with a God who sees what you don't. When you heed His warning, you will stay under His care. And that is the most secure place to be. Those who walk in the Spirit are often misinterpreted by those who walk in the body. And on May 1st, this will be more clear than ever. People will scorn this message. They will chuckle at the notion that a single day could have such spiritual significance. They will browse over the post memes and dismiss this heavenly warning as a joke. However, laughing does not halt the repercussions, and mocking does not wipe out the truth. Throughout history, heavenly warnings have been repeatedly disregarded. Before the deluge, many mocked Noah. Under bright skies, we are building an ark. However, when the rain arrived, the doors were already closed. The same spiritual trend is now occurring. Many people may disregard this message as exaggerated or superstitious until the change strikes them like a thunderclap and turns their life upside down. You cannot allow the world's mocking to undermine your obedience. You are not called to blend in. You were picked to climb above. Let them chuckle. Allow them to question as they party and publish. You'll be prepping. And when the darkness falls, people will remember the warning they rejected and the courage you shown by standing fast. This is the time when the brave in spirit shall be exposed. Your quiet, obedience, and unwillingness to join the mob. They will speak louder than words. And when clarity returns, many will seek to you for advice because you are one of the few who recognize the truth and chose knowledge over popularity. It's easy to claim you believe God while everything is peaceful, but May Day will distinguish the listeners from the talkers. This is not the day for religious performances. Today is a day of spiritual union. The issue is simple. Will you follow even when it is inconvenient, lonely, or when no one else is listening? God already understands your heart, but this day will reveal where you really stand. Many people profess to follow God, yet disregard His voice when it violates their comfort. They will choose rationality over faith, activity, quiet, popularity, and obedience. However, on May 1st, their lack of judgment will become their weakness. Meanwhile, individuals who remain in touch with the Spirit will experience an increase in spiritual connection and tranquility, even in the midst of upheaval. Listening to God does not imply hearing a thundering voice from the sky. It's about detecting His nudges, experiencing His presence, and responding to His call. Even when the world tells you it's all nonsense, God isn't yelling today. He's whispering. Only those who are spiritually peaceful and aware will hear Him. May SD is more than simply a test. It's a moment of realization. It will disclose who is in tune with heaven and who is lost in the cacophony. Let your actions demonstrate your faith when you comply without seeking approval from others. You demonstrate to God that your connection with Him is really deep and unbreakable. The adversary has traps placed under the surface of May Street. It's a spiritual setup masquerading as a regular day. Distractions will be louder, temptations greater, and false opportunities more attractive. It's all geared to make you reject your instincts and fall into spiritual uncertainty. But you've been warned. You were given the indications so you wouldn't fall for it. Every trap on that day is designed to attack you where you are most susceptible. Perhaps the phone call brings up old wounds. Perhaps it is the occasion that seems to be a celebration but instead drains your energy. Perhaps it is a choice that seems essential but is really a trap for regret. The adversary does not arrive with horns. He emerges from circumstances clothed in your desires. You must walk with discernment, sharper than ever. If anything seems odd, pause. If anything seems hurried, take a step back. This is not paranoia. This is preparation. And the spiritual world is quite active, and not everything that shines comes from the light. Staying home, praying, and keeping your energies grounded can keep you safe from these traps. God has already provided an escape route. Your obedience. When you remain in, pray, tidy up your surroundings, and listen intently, you rise beyond the setup. You become untouchable, not out of fear, but out of forethought. Don't be the one to notice the trap, only after falling in. Be the one who was prepared before it was even scheduled. You've probably been feeling it for years. That idea that you are unique, that your soul catches up on things. Others miss the fact that you hear deeper messages in everyday situations and carry a light that is often difficult to express. That is not imagination. It is calling. You were picked for a purpose, and one of those reasons is because you are being given access to information that most people do not have. God does not squander revelation. He addresses those who will act. You are not receiving this message by coincidence. It's because your hearts have aligned. Your spirit is open, and your objective transcends your circumstances. Others may laugh, scroll over, or dismiss the warning, but deep down, you know this message speaks to something old in your spirit. You have the capacity to see and feel things that others cannot. On May Street, you have both a gift and a duty. Your spiritual vision will either protect you or be dimmed by distraction. That's why it's critical to be awake, silent, and spiritually connected. You are the eyes and ears of a generation that has lost its spiritual hearing. When you listen, you are a lifeline. This is not about supremacy. It's all about purpose. You were picked to be the guide and to remain solid when others will enhance your clarity if you let it. Do not conceal your talent. Use it to defend yourself and maybe even to intervene for others who are still unable to see. Mayday will not arrive peacefully. There will be cosmic indicators, eclipses, solar shifts, and sky changes that may seem modest to others but are spiritually thundering to those who are awake. The sky will speak, but only the awakened will comprehend it. It's not just about the light turning off. It's about what the darkness reveals. Throughout history, God has spoken to mankind via the sky. Stars led the wise men. The crucifixion was distinguished by a gloomy sky. Eclipses have always been occasions when time seems to stand still and the barrier between realms thins. The eclipse on May 1st is one of such occasions. A heavenly punctuation in time that demands attention. If you're tuned in, you'll sense a change in your body. Your spirit will notice the difference in pressure. The air was still, a call to quiet. These are signals meant to assist you, not alarm you. The sky functions as a spiritual mirror, displaying what is hidden, exposing what has been hiding, and intensifying the energy around you. However, if you are distracted by surface-level noise, you will not detect these indicators. To receive the message, you must be motionless. Look up, not only your eyes, but also your heart. The indicators are there. The issue is whether you will comprehend them. When God talks, He often speaks. When He is not imploring people to listen, He delegated that task to prophets, messengers, and special occasions like this one. What you are reading right now may be the last unambiguous warning you get. Around May 1st, there will be no lightning bolts or loud voices from the sky. The word has already been given silently, spiritually, and straight to your heart. It's easy to believe you'll receive another sign, a message, or another opportunity to prepare. But what if you don't? What if this is the last minute before the shift starts? God has already altered the atmosphere, manipulated the stars, and spoken via astrologers and prophets. What more evidence do you truly require? At some point, faith requires action, not just listening, but reacting. Many individuals lose their opportunity in history because they waited too long. They ignored the knock, assuming another would arrive. But doors of grace do not remain open indefinitely. May Street is one of those doorways that leads to enlightenment rather than catastrophe. A doorway to heavenly protection, but only for those who go through it with humility and faith before it shuts. This is the beauty and significance of free will. God will not compel you to listen, but He cares enough to warn you, even when the world dismisses it as ridiculous. Consider this communication your last preparation. There will be no replay or rewind. When the day arrives, you'll either be prepared or not. On May 1st, the spiritual war increases. While God protects His own, the adversary is also busy, roaming, monitoring, and seeking out the spiritually weak.